Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and this is the new customization trailer for the new Super Street game. Now, there's been a lot of people that have said some things about this game where they're like, I don't know if it looks like it's going to be any good, it looks like it's going to be weird, and to be fair, it is kind of tricky to look at a completely newcomer to the racing space and go, oh yeah, that looks like it'll be a competitor, and I think this game is going to be interesting because I don't necessarily think that the fact that there aren't licensed cars, I don't necessarily think that that's necessarily bad, because if you look at all the customization features that we're being given access to, this game, I think, is going to fit into a niche where it's going to basically end up being a customization-based game. Like, it will just be there for customization. Like, if you want to customize your car, this might be one of those games that you want to have. I mean, and it seems like there's so many different points of customization that you're kind of unlimited on what you can do, because since the cars aren't licensed, it seems like you can do more with the customization options that you're given. So there's definitely a give and take there, and I think it's up to each and every one of you guys to kind of decide what your opinion is on that whole thing. But we haven't seen trunk audio in a racing game in a long time, like a long time. We haven't seen like custom interiors in a long time. I mean, look at that carbon seat and the steering wheel. You can also swap out the engine for pretty much whatever you want. We see like a turbo boxer engine there. We see like straight six, whatever. It seems to be that literally whatever your mind dreams up that you want, you can pretty much do it. You've got like different sets of coilovers, different sets of brakes. I mean, like, that stuff's all real parts. And I think that it's really important that stuff's all real parts, because when you're putting real parts on these cars, you really feel like you're kind of touching the car with your own personal style, your own personal touch. So it'll definitely be an interesting game to see what it's like in like how it's actually, you know, how it incorporates all this stuff into the game and how the game actually plays, because how the game actually plays is going to be the determining factor on, I think, on how it does in the real world. So with that being said, it definitely promises to be very, very interesting. Overall, though, the biggest thing that I will say about Super Street the game is the fact that it's shaping up to be something that I think maybe won't be, like, it's not going to take on, like, the big racing titles, but I do think that it could make an interesting mark in the space. And the reason why I say that is because I think that it could help bring customization back to the forefront. Now, customization has been being brought back to the forefront for a while now, through Forza, Need for Speed, and the community behind those games pushing it. But if we get a game like this that's sole focus is customization, then I think that it'll actually help push the bigger games to include even more in-depth customization upon what they already have. Now, do I think that we're going to be seeing like interiors and trunk audio in like a Forza game anytime soon? No. But, like, well, custom interiors or anything like that. No, I don't think that. But I think it will get them thinking. And that's the most important thing, is to first off get them thinking about it. And secondly, if this game does well, sheerly on the basis of the customization features, then that will also get the bigger game companies to notice the fact that, like, oh, okay, so people got this game just for customization? We need to up our game, because that's obviously, like, a selling point. So I think that there's potential here not only for this game to make an interesting mark on the community and this racing game space as a whole, just on its customization, but I think it's also a really interesting opportunity for us all to see, kind of almost in terms of like seeing what the community and the market does in terms of like, oh, so this has some crazy customization features. I'm going to try it out. I can see a lot of people kind of checking this game out just because they're like, oh, what is that? I want to try it out, right? So that not only puts this game in an interesting position, but it also puts it in put it in an interesting position, but it also puts it in a position where people, I think, are going to start to expect a little bit out of it in terms of the customization. And they're seeing this right now. They're going to go, oh, okay, so we're actually going to expect some really good customization here. And I think that as long as the game delivers, then it could make a good impact on the community. If it does not deliver, then that's not going to be so good. But I really hope that it does deliver, at least on the customization side. And I think that if the customization is good enough, then that might be enough to show that customization helps move games. Now, we haven't really seen a lot of like actual gameplay of the physics system and the cars yet, but the customization, and that's partially I can see how that would worry people, because a lot of people, I feel like, would probably react with a reaction of something along the lines of like, oh, well, they haven't shown a lot of like actual in-depth racing gameplay. Oh, are they not confident in it? Like, oh, what's that mean about the game? Like, oh, is it not great in terms of physics? Well, I'm going to hold my judgment on it, because I don't like to judge games until I see how they actually play. And there's a lot of, like, there's a lot of people, like, when it comes to this game that are like, oh my god, like, that just comes from, this random place, this random studio. They don't really have, like, that much of, like, a background. But they have an interesting, like, they have an interesting push with this game. So I could see that it might be a little bit different. I mean, that's not to say that it couldn't be, like, who knows, right? This game could be terrible. Who knows? But I would rather give it the benefit of the doubt than just flat out go, oh, this game's laughable, it's going to be bad. So, I see people taking that stance on it. They're like, oh, this game's going to be laughable, this game's going to suck, whatever, bye, move on. And I'm like, wait a minute. This game has the opportunity to kind of disrupt the racing game space and the racing game community in a very interesting way. So I, for one, am all for progress, and I'm all for competition, because competition drives this community. And with that being said, I would love to see a new player in this game. For lack of a better term, I would love to see a new player in this game, and this game being the racing game space. And I think that it would be awesome to have somebody bring a brand new, fresh take on customization to this world. Now, customization isn't the only part of the game. The cars have to drive well. If the cars don't drive well, people aren't going to play the game. But with that being said, I think that there is an opportunity to be had here in terms of what we can really do with the customization, and I really do hope that it's good. I really I hope and pray that this customization is good, because if it is, dude, you have any idea how far we could go with this customization thing? I mean, the roof is pretty much unlimited. The sky is the limit in terms of this customization thing, and we can pretty much do whatever we want, and we can pretty much, this community can push the developers to go in almost whichever direction they want when it comes to almost any game, because if a community wants something enough, then they'll realize that, oh, if we want people to play our game, we have to go this route, and if customization is the route to go, then so be it. People are going to go that way. The developers are going to go that way. Now, with that being said, there's definitely something to be said for, obviously, a game needs to have great gameplay. If you don't have great gameplay, if you don't have gameplay to back up your customization, your game is not going to do well, and people are not going to play it for a very long time. So with that being put out there, I think that there's not only like a good opportunity for the customization and everything, but I really hope that the gameplay is good. I really, really hope the gameplay is good. And that's coming from somebody that's like, I just want to see this game do well. I mean, even if it's not, a super, big deal, compared to some of the other games, I really do want to see it too. I really do want to see it do well, because I would love to see a new competitor, a new player in this space. Because let's be honest, we expect a new Forza, we expect a new Need for Speed, we expect a new Gran Turismo, we expect these games, right? But we never expected this game. This is that weird game that came out of nowhere, and a lot of people are thinking oh, I don't know about that, it came out of nowhere. But for me, it's ooh, that came out of nowhere. That's new, that's different. I want to see it do well, and I really hope that it has the stuff behind it to do well. But if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see y'all next time. Make sure you subscribe for more, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys later.